In this podcast episode, Jordan Peterson interviews Chris Christie, a lawyer, former New Jersey governor, and presidential candidate, discussing various topics including education, foreign policy, crime, and collegiality. Christie highlights three main reasons why he believes he would be a good president: his focus on big issues, his experience in working with the other side, and his commitment to American leadership in the world. Regarding education, Christie acknowledges the failures of the current K-12 system, particularly in terms of low literacy rates and crime in schools. He emphasizes the need for radical change and parental empowerment in education. Christie also acknowledges the influence of teachers' unions and the challenges in reforming the education system, particularly in relation to teacher certification. He suggests that more focus should be placed on providing educational choice and competition, including the availability of charter schools and private schools, to improve the quality of education. Moving on to foreign policy, Christie discusses the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. He criticizes past administrations, including Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Trump, for their mishandling of the situation and their failure to deter Russian aggression. Christie believes that the West needs to send a strong message to Russia by providing Ukraine with the necessary military support to defend itself. He argues that arming Ukraine would not only help Ukraine but also send a message to China about American commitment to its allies. When asked about the complexities of the conflict and the potential risks of escalation, Christie clarifies that he is not advocating for regime change or intentional destabilization of Russia. He believes that the focus should be on pressuring Russia to concede some of the territories it has occupied in Ukraine. Christie suggests that if Ukraine is armed sufficiently and Russia still refuses to concede, then negotiations should be pursued to find the best possible deal to bring the conflict to a conclusion. He acknowledges the risks involved but emphasizes the importance of standing up against Russian aggression. In terms of crime, Christie expresses concerns about the rising crime rates in American cities and the lack of prosecution by local prosecutors. He believes that the federal government should step in and send federal prosecutors to cities with significant crime problems to ensure that violent crimes are prosecuted. Christie argues that the rule of law and order are essential for people to enjoy their lives and for society to thrive. Christie emphasizes the need for collegiality and dialogue in politics. He believes that the current political climate is divisive and lacks meaningful conversation. Drawing from his experience as a Republican governor in a Democratic state, he emphasizes the importance of building relationships and working with the other side to accomplish goals. He believes that by getting to know each other and understanding each other's priorities, politicians can find common ground and solve problems. On the topic of education, Christie mentions the need for school choice and empowering parents to make decisions about their children's education. He believes that competition among schools will lead to better outcomes for students and advocates for expanding charter schools and voucher programs. Christie also highlights the importance of vocational education and apprenticeships to provide alternative pathways for students who may not be interested in pursuing a traditional college education. Regarding foreign policy, Christie discusses the situation in Ukraine and how to prevent the U.S. and the West from getting involved in a catastrophic conflict. He states that he would not send American or NATO soldiers to Ukraine but would arm them sufficiently to deter aggression. Christie sees China as a top priority in foreign policy, emphasizing the need to address issues such as intellectual property, Taiwan, and climate change. He also emphasizes the importance of strengthening alliances and addressing challenges in the Western Hemisphere. The conversation then shifts to the topic of law and order and the need for dialogue between Republicans and Democrats. Christie expresses his concerns about the Trump administration and its handling of the 2020 election. He criticizes Trump for not accepting the election results and believes that his conduct during his presidency, particularly regarding COVID-19, alienated suburban women voters. Christie argues that both the Trump and Biden families have prioritized their own financial interests over the country's interests, and he calls for investigations into their dealings. In response to Peterson's question about the Biden family's financial dealings, Christie acknowledges the seriousness of the allegations and the need for further investigation. He believes that both the Trump and Biden families should be held accountable for any corruption or unethical behavior. Christie draws on his experience as a former U.S. attorney in New Jersey, where he successfully prosecuted political corruption cases, to emphasize the importance of pursuing such matters without fear, favor, or partisanship. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe.